Oh, welcome back. This is another episode of Steve Goes Out and About. I'm sitting down here at Parker's Battery. It's that other little bitty park we have here about the Civil War. It's along the Virginia Civil War Trail or whatever. It's just on the other side of the woods from that last one I was at. This in here is amazing. I just finished taking a walk through here and making a video about it. I mean, the earthworks they have here are just phenomenal, man. It's high, I mean, I just can't hardly believe it. It's part of the Howlett's line. It's a defense line running from the James to the Appomattox, 8 miles, all dug by hand. It traded Yankee and Reb forces back and forth here, and it's just amazing to me. But see if we can't take y'all on a walk through here. Well, I know I can because I just did. I ain't no historian. I'm a long ways from a Civil War historian, but this kind of stuff just amazes me, and I enjoy taking a walk through them when I get a chance. We got a handful of them around here. I got another one that's right in the middle of a neighborhood back over through the woods over yonder, and I'll get on that one next. Then I'll branch out, go down to Petersburg and over to Corner Heights, and we'll walk around. That's what I'm gonna do this year. It's my goal. Hit as many of these little parks close to home as I can, and then I'll branch out to the bigger ones. But y'all enjoy it if you get a chance. If you don't, hey, sorry about it. All right, here I am in Parker's Battery. It's a little windy, it might be hard to hear me, but this is the other side of that little park I was looking at the other day. Y'all can read what it says there, I hope. It's a quarter-mile walking trail. Elaborate constructed cannon placements. Ran by William Watts Parker, a Richmond physician. This here's where we're at, and it's just a quarter mile right through here. And that's the ditch, the infantry ditch, and that other one was that other ditch is a moat, so they had to jump down in that big moat and then climb the hill and then get to the infantry if it wanted to attack from this end. This here tells you a whole thing about why the place was such a hotbed. They were protecting Richmond from the south and Petersburg from the north. That's what they were doing. And they just finished a big fight up in northern Virginia trying to get to Richmond from the north, and thousands of people on both sides were killed. They tried to sneak in from the south because it was so lightly defended. And this is a handful of the little parks they got all over the place here. This is on the Richmond battlefields. We're still in Chesterfield though. This here tells you about the Boy Company and why it was called that, because they had several lads between the ages of 14 and 19, and they'd actually seen battle at Bull Run and Antietam and Gettysburg. It tells you how brutal of a war it was. And this here was says over here on the side there, it's believed to be from Parker's Battery, the Confederate did in front of Dunkard Church at Antietam in 1862. This here, I'll get closer for this one. Just tell you, this guy here is David Brown. He was part of Parker's Battery. He enlisted in 1862 just for his 16th birthday. He was wounded twice and captured twice. He died in 1918 and is buried at Richmond's Hollywood Cemetery. Just a brutal time in history for the U.S. This one here just gives you the history of the Howlett line, how an important part it played in the southeastern approaches to Richmond and northern approaches to Petersburg and the protection of them. Said Parker's Battery took up positions here in 1864. And once Petersburg fell in April of '65, everybody beat it for Aax Courthouse area, and that's where the war ended in May, or they signed the to quit. It says down here that Fort's well-preserved earthworks are part of Chesterfield County's park system. I don't know if y'all can read that real quick. Just talks about how it's visible reminder of the heavy fighting that occurred here. You can't get a real good picture of how tall these hills are, but it's another cannon place there. They had a cannon on that side there, and the barrel stuck through here, and they could fire at anything that come around here. And this is that little moat they dug. On the other side is the trench that the soldiers set in. It's amazing. I've never been back here before. Look at all the earthworks they got built here. It was all built by daggone hand too, pick and shovel. I wouldn't do that with a bulldozer. It's amazing. Let's see what this little one there has to say. This here is the insides here. But you can see them little divots like over yonder. And over on this one here, that's where they could place cannons. It's an 8-mile run of trenches. And they had interlocking rings of fire from these cannons they could guard all up and down the side. They'd have little batteries like this, and they could protect each other on the sides, but just depending on which way they rolled the cannons at. It's amazing. This here's what it's talking about, this spot we're right here. And this is the way that there's the 2 cannon emplacements in them corners, just like I figured. And the ditch line goes this way, and we just come in from here. There's a raised platform there in the middle, right there where that big tree is right there. That's a raised platform. It covered the way leading to advanced infantry and picket trenches. You see, it talks about Parker's improving the positions here. Very interesting. This here's a little monument they put up here in 1937 to the men of Parker's Battery. Just amazing. This guy here was the last surviving member. Lived at 92. He died in 1939. And this here's a statue we used to have up in Richmond. Was placed there. And they tore it down last year or the year before, of Robert E. Lee. And this here's the unveiling of it. And the men of Parker's Battery that was still alive, they come to crowd around the base of it down here. You can't tell really in the picture there, but just amazing. Here's that little monument. Parker Battery, CSA position, July 1864 to April of 1865. And this is a list of the names that served in Parker's Battery. It's a roll of honor. They spent 10 months in these ditches out here. Just amazing. I ain't no historian, and I darn sure ain't no Civil War historian, but we've been to some of the big places. We've done the Battle of the Crater, been over to Aax Courthouse, been over to Gettysburg, but it just fascinates me that 160 years ago, this whole place around here, as far as you can see, was either a daggone fort, battlefield, field hospital, headquarters, or something like that. I mean, so one of the major events in U.S. history took place right here. You know, thousands of men fought here, and boys. You know, just amazes me. So these are close by. They don't cost nothing. Get out and take a walk through them and learn a little bit about the history that happened here before I come along. I don't know, man. Hope you enjoyed it, man. We'll talk to y'all later.